welcome to SNT Chats, where I bring you shocking, outrageous, crazy news that's currently trending on Douyin.
Okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yay. The trending video I found online is about a girl who's been missing for 13 years. The backstory of this girl is that in 2008, she graduated with her master's, and in 2011 of May, she went missing. But then the funny thing is, she got pregnant the same year she was missing, and she gave birth to her first son, who was born in 2012. And then she again got pregnant in 2015 and gave birth in 2016. The reason why this news became so blown up on Douyin is because in this police report, in the red, you can see that the police said that, oh, the lady who's been missing for 13 years was actually adopted into that family.
So she's not missing.
She's not missing. She was adopted. But then if you think about it, why would you adopt someone and get her pregnant the same year that she was adopted?
But wait, what about her original family? Because then obviously they think she's missing, right?
Yeah.
So if she was adopted, her original family should know that she was adopted because there's paperwork.
Yeah.
When you do adoptions.
Exactly.
It's not like she was in an orphanage, right?
Yeah, right. So there's 2 points I want to get at, right? First point is that the police stated that she was adopted, so she's not considered a missing person.
他应该是大学教授，是企业高管，应该是基建先锋，而不是收留13年。看到走失13年的女硕士捕小花被找回，志愿者仅用几个小时得出来的信息，就找到了只隔160公里的家。
爸爸拨天贵，拨天贵就爸爸嘛。花花
是在和家人团聚时，他对父亲、哥哥下意识的抵触，但对同为女性的嫂嫂却没有这种行为。
喝水。哦，谢谢你啊，好。
可想而知，他过着怎样的生活？他戴上父亲一直保存着的他走丢前的眼镜，
乖了，
看清楚了。
安静地坐在那里看书，我仿佛窥见了他本该拥有的另一种灿烂的人生。
So she was a master student who graduated, and when she was found 13 years later with 2 sons. So once she was found, it took a mere few hours to find her family. Her house was actually 160 kilometers away. So which is really close if you think about it.
From her original house.
From her original house to where she was adopted.
Ooh.
Was only 160 kilometers away.
That's very sketchy.
So then in the video, it also says that when she was interacting with men, dad and her brother, just men in general, she kind of had this
like
really
retention.
Yeah, she had a really bad reaction with them, right?
Yeah.
But then in the video, it says that if she was interacting with women, she was fine with them. I mean, that kind of says something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right? For like people who treated her badly was probably men.
Yeah, body language is a huge
Yeah.
thing. Your body naturally reacts to what it feels.
Yep.
I think.
So in reaction to the situation that blown up, the person that she was married to, his niece came out with a video explaining what happened and that she wasn't trafficked, but she was in fact adopted into the family.
我承认我二叔收留他，这个事是不对的。如果没有我二叔的收留，他现在死活我不知道。为什么毕业了31岁都没有工作？因为他是一个对社会、对国家无用的人。哪个单位会用一个精神病患者去工作？
As a person who finished her master's degree,
Exactly. Yes.
you cannot be mentally disabled.
You need some brain
Right.
to achieve a master's degree.
Right. I mean, this sort of mental disability that she's saying that she has I feel like is not something that you get while you're doing your master's.
Yeah, in school in China, like college and master's degree, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Even in America, like getting your college degree next to your master's degree is not an easy thing. It's a mentally very exhausting task.
Exactly.
And if she was able to receive that degree, that means her mental state was probably okay.
Very stable.
Yes, was not that bad.
Yep.
So I don't get where this niece is coming up with the fact that she was mentally disabled already at that time.
Exactly. And then it's so infuriating because in the beginning, she said that, oh, I know that my uncle adopted her was a bad thing.
Yeah, it wasn't the right thing to do.
Right. And then I'm like, well, obviously, even if you pick someone up from the street who's mentally disabled, you contact the police, right? Why would you keep her at your place for 13 years and have her give birth for two children?
They must have known each other before because they live so close by.
No.
They didn't know each other?
Nope.
The family
Total
doesn't
strangers.
know. Total strangers.
Total strangers.
And then one day, like, the guy sees this girl and just decides to adopt her because he feels like he's helping her because she's mentally disabled. So he's gonna take her in and nurture her and give her a family.
If you adopt someone, you can adopt them as a family, as a friend, as a sister, right? But why would you adopt someone and have them be your wife?
So it's
That's
not
adopting.
It's not adopting. It's getting married, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you just get married with that person?
So this is what a lot of the netizens in China are saying, is that she was actually trafficked. She was stolen from somewhere and then she was sold to them.
To this family.
Yep.
The government must be behind this because why did the government come out with this statement that she was adopted and not that, oh, a missing person was found?
Yeah. So if you actually deeper into Douyin, you kind of understand why the government made this kind of statement, right?
Oh.
So in regards to this lady who's been found, I also searched on Douyin and there are multiple cases, not just one or two, but probably like thousands and thousands of cases.
Similar cases like this.
Similar cases. We're gonna bring up some video. This actually was this was a hot topic back in, I think, 2007, I think. This story is about a girl that's called 铁链女. So 铁链 means chains, and then 女 means girl. So in China, they called her the chained lady. You can see that she was actually chained to her neck with a lock
for 21 years.
And in that 21 years, she ate porridge and bread. She lived outside like an animal, and she also gave birth to 8 kids. Right? So this is one case.
Gosh.
She was actually sold to a family of 3, the grandpa, the father, and the son. And those 3 guys took turns doing that to her. So the 8 kids that she has, it's fathered from different.
Grandpa? Excuse me?
It's different guys, right? So that's one story, all right?
This is too much.
Yeah. All right, and now we have another video for you. You can see that the girl has been chained to the bed.
Ooh.
And she was actually locked in the basement with a chain, and she was locked there for about
58 days.
58 days. And so the reason why she got sex trafficked basically is because a very nice looking couple was looking for help. They also had their 6-year-old kid with them. So then they were like, oh, hey, can you help us? And then the girl thinking, it's like, oh, there's a mom, there's a dad, and there's a kid. This is definitely a safe family to talk to. No, that family drugged her and brought her to the basement for 158 days. I mean, look at the picture. She was chained up.
Yeah.
All right, so this is another case, right? Now we're gonna bring you to another case that I found on Douyin. So what you see in the picture is basically 2 little kids chained up in an empty house. So they were chained up in a luxury apartment that was currently empty, right? And then the neighbors actually saw the kid from a window. And then that's how they knew that the kids were there. And when they went in, it's absolutely crazy, guys.
Yeah, like in this picture, you only see 2 water bottles
Yeah,
for them and a bucket, and they're chained to the wall.
yeah,
And they look like they're just maybe like 5-6 years old.
yeah,
This is just so sad.
yeah. I'm going to tell you why I think this is happening, right? So right now, like for the past 20, 30 years, there's been a drastic misproportion ratio, I don't know if that's the right word, of men and women, right? So currently there's a whole bunch of men and there's not a lot of women,
Yes.
right? So there's not enough women to get married to those men.
And it's really expensive in China to get married for guys.
Yeah,
It's like a huge red pocket that you have to give to the women's side
yeah,
when you get married.
yeah,
And usually the women family, they can request an amount.
right.
The amount is huge
Yeah,
for normal Chinese people. It's like a lifetime they have to pay for. And a lot of people, family do not have this money and they're not able to afford a wife.
yeah,
But why China has this imbalance of ratio between men and women is because only recently they let go of this law in China is the one-child policy.
yeah,
So that's why Chinese people wanted, males because they can do work. So whenever there is a female or girl that's born, either they get aborted or when they come out,
they get rid of it.
yeah. But I think ultimately it has to be with the government's fault.
Because the government definitely knows about this.
Yeah, and they cause like so much restriction. Like you give people one-child policy. Of course, people are going to be kind of go insane.
Yeah,
Even back Chinese traditional culture, there is the superiority of male. There is that aspect of it. And if you give them this policy, yeah, they will of course want a male. In China, when you get married, the woman loses their family pretty much.
but if you think about it, traditional families, traditional values, they do value men more, but it's not like they devalue a woman's.
No, I think that they still respect.
Exactly.
It's all about respect. It's not
Exactly.
about value. I don't think it's that. It's
Right.
just respecting human beings,
Right.
regardless if you're female or male.
Yeah. So, but the Chinese government has like this doctrine in all of its citizens about how men are the best, men are above women, but they also had that one-child policy in place. So then there's bound to be an imbalance of men and female.
Yeah, because also the thing I want to say before was when you get married, your kid follows your husband's
Last name.
last name. As the women, you will never have your next generation
Right.
following your last name.
Right.
That's why in Chinese people they really care about
Having a male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it passes down their name.
their family name, and it's a big deal to them. Okay, so a lot of Chinese people know that this is trafficking. Like they're kidnapping girls off the street and selling them to guys in rural China.
Rural China?
Rural.
The poor?
Yeah. Because rural China guys, they have a hard time getting wives.
Yeah, because they don't have the money.
Yeah. So then if we go back, the adopted woman who's been kept for 13 years.
So it's saying like adopted, you can say as a sister, as a daughter, or as a friend, you can consider that as adopted.
Right.
But you cannot consider it as adopted when it's a wife. It obviously means that it was being sold, trafficked.
So we're gonna show you guys another video. This lady actually explained the whole thing very, very well. And it's just mind-boggling, guys. And if it's mind-boggling for me, you guys have to know too. All right, so we're gonna pull up the video right now.
所谓的好心收留失踪15年女硕士是和顺县有关部门工作不负责、不作为的表现，你们让公众寒心了。收留13年，孩子12岁，还要冠上个好心人，那接下来是不是要颁一个感动中国人物啊？好心收留，那为什么不报警？好，按照男方侄女所说，报警了，因为女方存在精神问题，无法和警察进行正常沟通，所以无法为其寻找家人。那么我是不是可以 理解为当时当地警方存在工作不作为，因为他有病就无法为其寻找家人了，是吗？并且没有把他交付给当地有关福利机构，而是任由村民带走，并且这么多年也没有进行回访。好心手里有躲过7次的人口普查，3年的疫情核酸检测，整个案件是充斥着疑点的。2个小孩的出生要有出生证、准生证以及父母的结婚登记证吧？一个户口被注销的女人怎么可能登记结婚？不登记结婚，2个小孩的户口又是怎么来的？当年是谁给这2个小孩登记户口的？是不是该拉出来问责？我依然相信司法的公正性以及严谨性，期待警方的进一步调查取证。希望你们能理解公信力这3个字吧，别寒了纳税人的心。
Alright, so let's just say that this lady did have a mental disability at the time that they found her, right? So why did you not go to the police?
Well, it said, the adopted family said because she was mentally disabled, so she couldn't communicate with the police.
Right, and then she also said, like, even if you can't talk to the police, there's multiple different ways where you can, right? You can use different methods to find the family. You don't have to go through the police.
If you really wanted to help the woman, you definitely have ways to help her find her family back.
In the 13 years that she's been with you guys, you've never tried reaching out to the police, reaching out to the media, reaching out to the web for help? And then she continues on saying, so this happened before COVID, right? And then right when COVID hit, it's a lot different from what happened in America and what happened in China, right? So everywhere in China, they have to have their COVID testing, right? So in that COVID testing, you had to had people who lived in that city, people who lived in that town or village, they had to have their identification card. So in the 3 years that COVID happened, how come she was never found then?
Yeah, she didn't do her test then.
Exactly.
She was probably locked up.
Exactly.
But then her kids, after you give birth, you need your father and mother identification to register the kids.
When even before the kids, right? It's like if you really were married to her, where is your marriage certificate?
They never married. They didn't say they got married, right?
So if you did not have a marriage certificate, then what is that woman doing in your house for 13 years?
Yeah, what is it considered then?
Yeah.
Because you can't consider it adopting and you didn't get married.
Right.
You're sex trafficking.
Yeah. And then she also goes on to saying what you were saying. Where are when the kids are being born, the mom and dad's name are on the
who's the
certificate.
nurse that wrote this up?
Yeah.
You know, who's the doctor?
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're all in on this, guys. They're all in on this. So after, in the end, she's like, well, I hope the police will do something about it. But we all know the police didn't do anything because what did they say? They said the lady was adopted.
There's no righteousness. There's no fairness.
Yep.
And under the Chinese Communist Party regime.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as that.
In the comment section of that video, if you take a look at the first comment, you said it on the point. This situation made me mad for the whole day.
I would be too. Like I feel like there's so many loopholes in this whole debacle. Like there's just too much loopholes.
Right. And then in another comment, it says that the main point is that they didn't go to the police again. And then in the comment that's underneath in response to that first comment, it says that, so basically anything that has a blue background with white words doesn't mean anything.
Blue background.
And white words. Do you guys get it? What is it?
Police report.
Yeah.
So we can just it's saying that we can take police report
As BS.
Yeah.
So this is a very prevalent thing in China. It's happening every day, every second. There's always girls missing, right? To the point that people under the comment section are commenting things like, oh, 10 years ago, how much would a master's degree person be worth?
How much she would have been worth to be sold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she has a good background.
Yeah.
She has a master's degree.
Yeah.
It's not easy to graduate from college in China.
Yeah.
Like most people, especially in rural areas, they don't go to school because you have to pay through kindergarten, middle school, high school. You have to pay all the way.
Yep.
College, unless you are super
smart.
like a genius smart.
Yeah.
So most people don't go to school in the rural areas. And to have a master's degree as she did, yeah, they probably got a really good price for selling her off. That's just crazy.
When the media and the people found her, they did find a notebook that she wrote. And in that notebook was basically information about her own things, where she was born, where she graduated. But before that, you can see the first word she wrote in that book was run.
So this is all what she wrote down.
That's all what she wrote down.
If she can write all this, she's not mentally disabled.
Right.
Because I can't even write all this right now. And it looks like pretty good, handwriting. It's not like a kid's.
So, in conclusion to this case, all of the netizens, the citizens in China, are saying, one, she got kidnapped, she got sold to this family, and she was locked up and she gave birth. She was not adopted. Think about it. If this is happening on a daily basis, news about girls being kidnapped and sold are prevalent. It's everywhere on Douyin. But why is the government saying that she got adopted? Why are they trying to cover this up?
Well, because so many people are exposing it, they have to come out and say something, or else more and more people are going to do their research. Probably like a week later, not even a week, a few days later, all these things are going to
Die down.
Yeah, they will do that. Because you can't prevent someone uploading, but you can take it down.
Yep.
And the algorithm, we all know social media has algorithms, can prevent it from pushing it out to people, even with really high views. And everything is censored in China. So they will be watching, and when it gets to a point when it hurts their power, they will take action and take down.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's so much of these things surfacing right now.
Yeah.
Which in a way is good, but then in another way, I just feel like we've all been like,
In the dark.
yeah, buried.
I mean, just from this, a lot of the netizens, the citizens of China, know that it's been trafficked, but the government's still trying to cover it up.
I just feel bad for the Chinese people. The people that are suffering are the Chinese people.
Yeah.
They get suffered
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, and this is just cases that's been brought out to the media so that everyone knows. But then how many thousands of cases do we not know about?
I know sometimes like I watch on YouTube, there are some white people that video their life experience in China, and it's awesome. So why is there this
Big gap
big gap?
between reality and online.
That's a big question.
If
Leave
you
your
know,
comments.
you know. All right, see you guys next time. Bye.